Humans are unisexual and viviparous. The major reproductive organs include the external genitalia, like the penis in males and the vulva in females, along with a number of internal organs including the gamete, producing gonads like the testicles in males and the ovaries in females. Let us learn about the organs of the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system is located in the pelvic region. It includes the testes, accessory ducts, accessory glands, and external genitalia. The testes are covered by a sac-like protuberance of skin and muscles called the scrotum. The scrotum lies between the penis and the anus. The testes need to be at a temperature of 2 to 2.5 degrees less than the body temperature to produce sperms. Hence, the scrotum is outside the body and has a temperature lower than the body. The testes are oval in shape, with a length of about 4 to 5 centimeters and a width of about 2 to 3 centimeters. The testes are surrounded by a tough connective tissue capsule called the tunica albuginea. Each testes has 250 compartments called testicular lobules. Each lobule in turn contains 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules. The lining of each seminiferous tubule is called the germinal epithelium and contains the male germ cells known as the spermatogonia and Sertoli cells. The male germ cells undergo meiotic division to form mature sperm cells. This process is called spermatogenesis. The Sertoli cells provide nutrition to the germ cells. The regions outside the seminiferous tubules contain blood capillaries and nerve fibers, and small groups of large glandular cells are called interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Leydig cells synthesize and secrete testicular hormones called androgens. Reti testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens are the male accessory ducts. The rete testis is a network of ductules formed by the seminiferous tubules. Vasa efferentia are ciliated ductules that arise from the rete testis. They collect sperms and transfer them to the epididymis. The epididymis is a long, narrow, highly coiled tubule present along the posterior surface of the testis. It is divided into 3 parts: anterior, caput epididymis; middle, corpus epididymis; and posterior, cauda epididymis. The epididymis stores the sperms temporarily and nourishes them. The epididymis leads to vas deferens that ascends into the abdomen and curves around the ureter and loops over the urinary bladder. It extends backwards and receives the duct from the seminal vesicle and finally opens into the urethra as an ejaculatory duct. The neck of the urinary bladder, ejaculatory duct, and prostate gland open into the urethra or urinogenital canal. The urethra extends through the penis to its external opening called the urethral meatus or urinogenital aperture. The urethra is the common passage for urine and semen. The male accessory glands include a pair of seminal vesicles, a prostate, and a pair of bulbourethral glands. They secrete seminal fluid that contains fructose and prostaglandins. The prostate gland is present at the base of the urinary bladder around the base of the seminal vesicle. It opens into the urethra through many ducts. The prostatic fluid contains calcium, citrate, and phosphate ions. The bulbourethral glands or Cowper's glands are pea-sized structures lying posterior to the prostate gland and at the base of the penis. Their secretions help in the lubrication of the penis. The external genitalia in males is called the penis. The penis is a copulatory organ and is covered by a loose sheath of skin. The skin that hangs over the tip of the penis is known as the prepuce or foreskin. It is made up of special tissues like corpora cavernosa and corpus spongiosum. The tip of the penis, covered by the prepuce, is called the glans penis. The penis, urethra, vas deferens, and Cowper's gland together help in copulation and in the deposition of sperm within the female. The female reproductive system includes the ovaries, oviducts, uterus, cervix, vagina, and the external genitalia located in the pelvic region. Along with a pair of mammary glands, it supports the process of ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, childbirth, and child care. Let us study each organ in detail. The female reproductive system includes a pair of ovaries, located one on each side of the lower abdomen. They are the primary sex organs as they produce the ovum or the female gamete. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeters in length. They are connected to the pelvic wall and the uterus by ligaments called mesovarium. Each ovary is covered by an outer thin layer called the germinal epithelium. The germinal epithelium encloses the ovarian stroma, which is further divided into the outer cortex and the inner medulla. The cortex consists of many ovarian follicles in different stages of development. The ovarian follicle is the basic unit of the female reproductive system and is composed of roughly spherical aggregations of cells found in the ovary. The accessory ducts of the female reproductive system are the vagina, oviducts, and the uterus. The pair of oviducts or fallopian tubes is about 10 to 12 centimeters long and extends from the periphery of each ovary to the uterus. Each oviduct is differentiated into 3 parts, namely the infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. The infundibulum is a dilated funnel close to the ovary, and its edges are surrounded by finger-like projections called the fimbriae. They help collect and push the ovum into the oviduct after ovulation. The ampulla is the swollen and curved part behind the infundibulum. The fertilization of the ovum takes place in this part. The isthmus is a narrow and straight cavity, and it joins the uterus. The uterus is a hollow, pear-shaped muscular organ and is highly distensible. It is situated in the pelvic cavity between the urinary bladder and the rectum. It is also known as the womb. It is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall, known as mesometrium. The uterus opens into the vagina through a narrow cervix. The cavity of the cervix is called the cervical canal, which, along with the vagina, forms the birth canal. The wall of the uterus is composed of 3 layers of tissues. The outer thin membranous layer is called the perimetrium. The middle thick layer of smooth muscle is called the myometrium, and it helps during delivery by producing strong contraction motions. The inner glandular layer is called the endometrium, and it undergoes cyclical changes during the menstrual cycle. The vagina is a muscular tube starting from the lower end of the uterus up to the outside. The opening of the vagina in young females is partially covered by a thin membrane called the hymen. The hymen is frequently ruptured in childhood due to strenuous physical exercise. The female external genitalia includes the mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, and the clitoris. The labia majora consists of fleshy folds of tissue that extends down from the mons pubis and surrounds the vaginal opening. Hidden under the labia majora is the labia minora. Towards its upper end lies the clitoris, a small finger-like structure, and below it is the urethral opening. The female reproductive system is supported by the mammary glands. The mammary glands or breasts are modified sweat glands that lie over the pectoral muscles. They contain glandular tissues and a variable amount of fat. Internally, each breast is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes containing clusters of cells called the alveoli. The alveoli open into the mammary tubules. The tubules of each lobe join to form the mammary duct. Several ducts join to form a wider ampulla, which is connected to the lactiferous duct. The lactiferous duct opens out through the nipple from which milk is sucked out.